Hey Astro Kids, and welcome back. This is your weekly horoscope for February 1st through February 6th of 2021. So we are starting out this week with Jupiter making an aspect over to the moon. This is a very beneficial time now where many of us are thinking more positive, thinking more in terms of the future. But remember that Jupiter is debilitated and it is in this giant stellium that is building here as we approach Mercury shifting into Capricorn. And so we are here in this Mercury retrograde in Aquarius, and it is getting ready to shift back into the sign of Capricorn, which we will see here on the 4th. On the 3rd, Saturn will also make an aspect over to the moon. And so now we are having this dilemma between whether we want to have solid structure or whether we want to have enjoyment, pleasure, happiness overall. There is a bottom line here of discipline and structure that needs to be implemented into our lives as a whole. Again, remember that we are in this place now where there's a heavy influence of reconstruction, rebuilding things, bringing things back into a place of structure and order overall as we are moving through all of this Capricorn. And even as we are shifting into Aquarius, this is trying to take us to a better and higher plane, and we are still in this influence overall of Saturn. The only player here that will be out of Capricorn coming into all of this is Mars in Aries. And later on, of course, we will see Venus shift into the sign of Aquarius. But this is a huge Saturnian influence as we are pushing ahead here. And of course, if you want to know more about this Mercury retrograde and this Venus transit, that is highly important as it will be a combust Venus throughout the transit, then make sure to check out those videos. There will be links overhead along with being in the description. Now on the 6th of February, the moon and Ketu will come into aspect with one another. And so coming into this association of the moon and Ketu, this is quite interesting as Ketu is at home in the sign of Scorpio, but the moon is debilitated here. Remember that Scorpio is dealing with very deep, intense transformation and hidden spiritual knowledge, taking us deeper and deeper into the depths of the psyche. And the moon here is very unstable. As the moon is seeking comfort, it would rather be in its exaltation of Taurus in the opposing sign. And so the moon is very uncomfortable here as we are moving ahead here towards the end of the week. Some anxiety, some stress, some worries can come to the surface, especially as Ketu is involved. Ketu being that planet that is dealing with the spiritual. It is dealing with the hidden, the illusion, and unveiling everything that is hidden in this world. And so Ketu is not about this material world that we are in. It is about unveiling that illusion and showing us that there is more beyond this material world. And so Ketu is taking us into a very deep place in terms of our mind. Very deep thoughts and feelings can arise, especially with this happening within the nakshatra of Jyestha, which is a very intense portion of Scorpio, which really takes us deep and deeper into the mind, where our deepest imagination, our deepest fears are coming up to the surface. So this is very intense as we are approaching the end of the week. Of course, this overall theme for the week really is centered around gaining more structure, more discipline. And so there's a lot of feelings, a lot of intense struggles that are coming up to the surface, trying to urge us to build that discipline and structure that we need to get through all of this, to navigate through these very intense feelings and thoughts that this Jyestha Nakshatra is really bringing up to the surface. Because remember that as we are in this Nakshatra of Scorpio, that this is a Pisces Navamsa, where it really is, out of all of those Nakshatras, taking us out of this physical dimension, pulling us into these deep parts of the mind, where these deep thoughts and feelings come in that many are not able to process or deal with. And so there's a lot here that needs to be worked through, a lot that needs to be processed through. Of course, this is the Scorpio theme that is all about taking us through that deep transformation. And with Ketu being in Scorpio, this has been the theme overall, as this transit of Ketu and Scorpio started us off in 2020. There has been a lot of deep internal transformation that needed to take place here. And of course, we started this whole cycle in that Jyestha Nakshatra with Ketu in Scorpio. A lot of deep, intense transformation, a lot of spiritual revolutions, a lot that is coming up from the deepest layers of the mind at this time. So that was your horoscope for the week of February 1st through February 6th, our first week of February. A lot of deep, intense introspection and transformation that needs to be worked through at this time. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a like as well as a comment. If you are new to this channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button along with that notification bell. That notification bell is very important so that you don't miss out on any new content as we are pushing ahead here through this year of 2021. Lots of important things to talk about. Of course, those eclipses are on the way, and so we are soon to get into that as well. And so make sure that you don't miss out on anything that is coming. Hit that notification bell right now. And if you are interested in learning more about Vedic astrology, feel free to join my class. All of that information is down below in the description. There is a new lecture available in the Facebook group, Astrology Lessons with Daquan Jones, as well as on Patreon. And of course, I will keep you updated as all of these things start to upload on Udemy. If you would like me to talk about anything specific in Vedic astrology, feel free to let me know down below in the comments. I want to thank you all so much for joining in today, and I will see you in the next video. So the card that came up for this week was Cancer in reverse. Again, this is all about our feelings, our thoughts, the deepest part of the mind facing and going through these uncomfortable situations and insecurities. Remember that Cancer is that sign that is all about the home, the mother, the nurturer. Cancer is here to make us feel good, to bring that inner peace and happiness. But with Cancer here in reverse, there's a lot of emotional tension and confusion that needs to be faced throughout this week, and especially towards the end of the week. But this is also coming up through this Mercury retrograde, as there's a lot here in terms of our spiritual growth and transformation process. Again, if you missed out on that Mercury retrograde video, make sure to check that out. A lot that we are transitioning through at this moment as far as transformation and internal work.